Assalamu alaikum, everybody. This is Maram Khair. I'm a lecturer at the College of Humanities and Prince Sultan University. Today's video is going to be about utilizing breakout rooms. There are two different ways. I'm going to show you how to use one particular extension that has made my group discussions a lot more productive and easier for me to manage. One thing that I miss about teaching, physically in class is having group discussions and being able to engage with students and to reach out to the students that aren't comfortable sharing in front of the entire class. Sometimes that can hinder their learning, they don't feel comfortable, but it also gives you as a teacher the opportunity to figure out if that is the problem or if the student just doesn't want to contribute, doesn't want to participate, or just simply doesn't have anything to participate or contribute when it comes to discussions. So you can kind of figure out what the problems are with particular students, and you can kind of feel better knowing that, well, I tried to figure out what this person's issue was. I now know what it is, so you can comfortably move on, and it'll make it easier for you to figure out who maybe deserves, the percentage for participation a little bit more than others, so on and so forth. So today we're going to use a particular extension. Previously, I used to do this all manually, and it was very hectic, trying to manage different Google Meet links and different groups, and I didn't know who was talking and where to go, and it was a bit confusing for me. There was a lot of time that was wasted just setting this up. So for today, inshallah, I'm going to show you how to add the extension, the particular extension that I'm referring to, how to set up the individual rooms for your groups, and I'm also going to highlight some features and settings that are customizable that you can adjust to suit your needs. So the first thing you're going to do is you will go to the Chrome Web Store, type in breakout rooms, and then you're going to add this one, the one with the purple B. So I've already added this, but if you click on it, it should say add to Chrome. I think we're used to it by now. And then you're going to get it here. So if you click on the puzzle piece, it'll show up as one of your extensions. So I already have it opened up here to the side. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your courses, and then you're going to create a course or a room for each of your courses. So for me, I've already done that, and I already have my test course here. When you create your test course, I'm going to just do another one with you guys. So test course 2, and I'm just going to write that down in the description as well. And then this button saves, so you click on that. When you go to your rooms and you click on that course, here you're going to add rooms that are going to be the rooms that your groups are going to be divided or going to be put into. So for example, I can add, and you can add as many rooms as you want to. I'm just going to do 3. This is room 2, and then we have room 3. The great thing is you don't have to manually go create Google Meets and then paste the link here. Previously, that was something that people had to do, but here all you have to do is click on the save button. And if you see, it says creating automatic URL links and saving, which is amazing. And there you go. So you have your main room. And what I would suggest is instead of using the main room that they give you, just put in the main room that you guys have been using since the beginning of the semester. So that way you don't have to update that one for the students. And then just keep the new ones that this extension creates for you. So click, or you've already saved it now. We're going to go to Meet, and we're going to act like we will actually start a class. So again, here, you're going to have to make sure that you click on the course that you're in. So I'm going to do test course 2. When you click on this button here, it'll show you the maximum or all the rooms that you've created within that course. So since I only previously created 3, it'll only show me 3. But for my other courses, and I'll show you here, for my other courses, I have 5 rooms. So depending on the course capacity, so how many students I have, I've just done the maximum. And then I just leave it there just in case I need it. But you don't always have to use the 5 rooms that you create. So for the test course that I created with you guys, I can just divide them into 2 different groups. And so it just depends on what you guys want to do and what the activity is. So I'll just do 3 since I have all 3. And then down here, it'll automatically open the rooms for you, which is really great. So you can open just the main room. You can open up only the breakout rooms, or you can open up and sync both of them. So that's what I'm going to do right now. All right, so it's opening up all of the rooms that we created. And when it opens it up, it'll automatically insert you into the room. So just be prepared for that. So you'll automatically be joined. You won't have to click the join button that you usually click. And then here we are. So these are the rooms. The great thing about this, honestly, is because I've done this manually and it was just very difficult keeping track of the different rooms. And the good thing is that you can label them. So if you guys remember here, we wrote down room 1, room 2, room 3. So it just makes it very easy for me to arrange them in that order, and so that I can find every room that I need to go to. Who did I visit? Who do I still need to go to? So on and so forth. Another good thing is this feature right here. I think this is the best thing that for me. You can go to each room and you can listen to the students. You can mute your mic for that specific room, and then you can turn on your camera for that specific room. You can also do it for all of the rooms simultaneously. So I can turn on the audio for all of the rooms. I can mute my mic for all of the rooms at the same time, and I can also enable my camera for the rooms at the same time. So this is a great feature that makes it easy for me to go to different rooms, visit them, ask questions, engage in a discussion with them, whatever it is that you want to do. And all you have to do is, with a click of a button, you're gonna find the room that you want. You can hear everybody. You can unmute your mic for everybody, and you'll notice it'll do it one by one. So if you go to the different rooms, the mics are now on, but I can go ahead, disable it, and then it automatically mutes. So it's a great feature that helps you stay organized. You're not going to be frazzled trying to figure out who's talking, who's saying what, or who's hearing me, so on and so forth. So as I enter each room, I just turn on my camera so they know that I'm there, and then I'll turn on the camera customarily first, and then I'll turn on my mic and then the audio so that I can hear them. Previously, I had to manually do this, and I had to figure out, okay, well, who's talking? Where's the student? It was just very difficult to find, and it wasted a lot of time. So this extension makes that very, very easy. So clicking between the rooms, broadcasting to all of the rooms if you need to. You can click on this and see the students in the rooms. Now, I don't have anybody in the rooms, it's just me, but you can click on that. It'll tell you the time lapse. It'll give you information on the different rooms. Just paused the video a little bit, and I went and I entered one of the rooms using another account because I want to show you the assigning feature. So how do you assign different students to the groups? So you have two different ways. You can either do it pre-assigned. So you've already told them, who is in what group. You've divided them to in a specific way. For example, you're familiar with the different strengths in your class, so the levels of the students, and so you've organized them or arranged them in a group where you have a mixture of levels. Or if you want to make sure that the students don't depend on just the strong student and that student is the only person that's doing the work, then you can maybe reserve just one group with all the strong students, and then you can divide the other levels amongst the rest of the groups. However you want to pre-assign it, you can go ahead and do that. And when you click here, you can just copy all of these. So I'll just copy it. You can go to your main room. So this is the main room. Click on the chat, and then you're just going to paste it there. And then everybody knows where they're going. So they just click on room 1 or 2 or 3. Previously, when I would assign rooms or different groups, I had a document here on my Moodle that I uploaded, and it had the different rooms, and students would just automatically click on them. But this just makes it easy. And again, we don't want to waste time. We don't have that much time with the students. I just click, or I copy these and I paste them whenever I need them for every single class. Asking them to go back to Moodle, open this up, and click on the room just wastes a lot of time. So I would just do it this way every single time, copy pasting. Honestly, it's worth it. It saves a lot of time in your classes. Another way that you can assign is doing it ad hoc, so randomly. So you can either, if you see here, I've joined using 2 of my accounts. So you can randomly assign, and it'll tell you, okay, so this person's going to be here, this person's going to be there. And you can just keep on clicking on it. If I had more than 2, you could keep on clicking on it, and it'll change the order until you find a grouping that you like. You can also do it manually. So if I were to put the students back, I can say, you know what, no, I want this person to be in the first room and this person to be in the third room. So if you get a grouping that you like, but you just want to change some of the students, and you can do that as well. And if you see here, it explains all of these settings to you. So you can also exclude people from random assignments. So if you want one student to be excluded, then you can do that. You can exclude manually by clicking. So whatever it is that you want to do, there is a setting for it, which is really great. So that is one thing that you can do. After you've assigned them to the different rooms, all you're going to do is you're going to click on the clipboard, you go to the chat again, you paste, and then it tells you, okay, group one, in room one, you have, this person. In room three, you have this person. And it'll give you the names of the students as they appear on the Google Meet, which is great. So had you had to maybe upload names and then do the assignment that way, the names might not match the students here, and you don't know what will confuse the students. So it's great that it's going to show up as is, in terms of the way that the list or the name is in the Google Meet. So that's just one small thing that actually makes a difference. So that is the grouping. You can also mute or remove people. So if I wanted to mute everybody that's in the main room, I can do that. If I wanted to mute everybody in the breakout rooms, mute both of the rooms, so the breakout as well as the mute, so on and so forth. And I mean, you can see there are so many different features and settings that you can click on and make use of. So if you want to remove everybody from a room, if you want to remove everybody from the breakout rooms, so for that, for example, if you wanted to end the activity, and you don't want to wait for everybody to realize that you're ending it, and then have to wait for everybody to rejoin the main room, you could simply just remove everybody from the breakout rooms and then keep them in the main room. And then you can just resume with your class. Honestly, this just helps you stay a bit more efficient, and you're just not wasting precious time organizing, or making sure everyone understands that, what, we're done with the activity, let's now meet in the main room. So I mean, we've had this at times where students don't realize, oh, we're supposed to go back. So this kind of forces their hand a little bit in terms of letting them or making them leave the room, and then you call their attention back into the main room. So that is a useful setting. And then over here, this feature can create reports for you. So you can copy the reports just by clicking on here. But what I usually do is I download them as comma separated values. So if you see, for example, if I wanted to get the attendance, so I'll just click on that, and then it'll show up down here. It downloads, and then it'll open it up, and then you'll see it'll show up in different tables. So if I wanted just the attendance of everybody, or if I wanted the breakout assignments in terms of who is in what room, I can click on that as well. Click over here, and then it'll tell you, okay, so room one is this person, room through has, this person. And so this is good if you want to keep the same groups for an extended activity. So honestly, play around with the features. I'm pretty sure there is something for whatever it is that you have in mind. Another thing is, if you go to the settings over here, there are a couple of settings and features that you can play around with. So this just has to do with the aesthetic, but over here, when you open up the rooms, and I think this depends on how big your screen is. If you want it to be opened up in separate windows, so across your entire screen, you can click on that. But I generally just have them open up in different tabs. And you can also choose the maximum that you want. So if you want no limit or 15 or whatever it may be, it'll open them as separate tabs. And honestly, for me, I prefer this so that I don't have 15,000 different windows that I have to locate. So that's one feature that you can use. Down here, about allowing people that are outside of the domain, so outside of the PSU domain, for instance, you can click on that. You can also uncheck the automatic joining that happens. So the way that you guys saw previously, where you're automatically inserted into the rooms, you can turn that off so that you can manually click on join now when you guys are ready. And then this just has to do, this bottom feature here, or setting, has to do with whether or not you want to create different links for every single time you create a breakout room, or if you want to keep the same links. I just keep the same. It's just easier for me to manage. So these are settings that are worth looking at and playing around with, customizing to however you guys want them. And that was today's quick tech tip. I hope you guys were able to benefit from the information that I gave you, and I hope ultimately you're able to follow along with the video. If anything is unclear, or if you have a question about any of the features or settings, please be sure to reach out to me and I'll try to respond to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next video.